A pool day may not be a bad idea for your Labor Day or any day this week, even though the pool's, I guess, closed tomorrow. We're expecting lots of heat and for our holiday and the week ahead.
My advice is if you can't get an appointment right away, to keep trying. There is plenty of vaccine and there will be plenty of appointments.
This is the week. The newest booster should be here in Colorado soon. Health officials say these COVID vaccines offer the best protection so far as we fight new variants.
It's hard to explain to a customer that now that burger that cost $12, 2.5 years ago, we have to charge you $15.
Restaurants are back at Civic Center Park this weekend for Taste of Colorado, but one owner tells us even as the pandemic eases, restaurants are still facing obstacles.
First tonight, some developing news out of Canada. At least 10 people dead in a stabbing spree across Saskatchewan. Another 15 were injured. This is according to the Associated Press. Victims were found by police across 13 different crime scenes. They have identified 2 suspects. They're still looking for them at this hour. We'll be following developments in this story throughout the evening.
Let's take a live look outside at Boulder right now. Popular weekend to get outside this Labor Day weekend. Rocky Mountain National Park says that all of their timed entry permits sold out today.
But remember, you don't need a reservation to go to the park after 3 o'clock, or if you want to get out tonight for the sunset, you don't need a reservation for Bear Lake Road after 6 p.m. Let's bring in Lauren Robinson now. I think on a holiday weekend anyway, people will be interested in the forecast, but this one's just been so hot. The whole weekend.
It's so hot. I'm even calling it dangerously hot as we go into the next couple of days, and our highs climb all the way into the mid to even upper 90s. So it's going to be so hot out there. And if you have those outdoor plans, as many of us will, because it is Labor Day weekend, you do want to make sure you find shade, stay hydrated, really take care of yourself and those around you. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside right now over downtown Denver, where there are no clouds in the sky here. Very sunny, very hot, 94 degrees right now. Even at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we're still in the mid 90s. Light winds coming in from the east at around 6 miles per hour. Temperatures across the Front Range and Eastern Plains in the lower to mid 90s. Nice and cool in the Springs, jealous, 86 degrees there. 70s and 80s in the high country, 96 out west in Grand Junction. Now, our HD Doppler radar is so empty it barely looks like it's on, right? Well, it is on. We're just that sunny and that clear. This evening we stay clear, dry and breezy. Those temperatures only dropping into the lower to mid 60s, so it'll be pretty mild tonight. And those winds may be around 5 to 15 miles per hour. But making those Labor Day plans, 96 degrees is our high expected tomorrow in Denver. Ooh, it is going to be so hot, very sunny. Now, it's going to be a little breezier in the afternoon hours, so that'll hopefully give us a little bit of relief. But if you'll be traveling to the southwestern corner of the state, that's where we're going to watch for some very isolated spotty storms. Nothing expected to become severe, but if you will be traveling that way, just something to keep an eye out for. Nothing expected here in Denver. So I'll have details on how long this extreme heat will stick around just ahead in my 7-day forecast.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Firefighters say a 14-year-old nearly drowned at Waterworld yesterday and is in the hospital recovering right now.
Federal Heights Fire says this happened around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They say that the boy was found unresponsive in the Lazy River. People pulled him out, started doing CPR, and then firefighters and medics continued that CPR all the way to the hospital. The fire department told us they do not think this is suspicious.
Denver police are looking into 2 overnight stabbings, which they say are not related. The first one happened at Mississippi and Federal. DPD tweeted about that one around 2 in the morning. They say a man was taken to the hospital. Another man was taken into custody. Police tweeted about the other stabbing about 5 minutes later. They say this one happened at South Irving in Florida. Similar situation. One man went to the hospital. Another man was taken into custody. Again, police say these do not seem to be related. Fort Collins police say that an officer shot at an armed man in an apartment. It happened just after noon on Friday at an apartment on East Stewart Street near Eudora Park. Officers responded there for a report of a disturbance. They say a man who was there earlier in the day left before officers got there, but then went back. When officers got inside, that man jumped from the balcony, tried to escape. Officers stopped him outside, took him into custody. They say he had a felony warrant for burglary. Officers say that there were several other people inside the apartment, including another man with a gun. An officer fired at that man. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. No officers were hurt.
The Denver Police Department has just recently increased the reward for information in a case that happened 2 years ago this week. On September 5th, 2020, DPD officers found Joseph Lucero on the street with a gunshot wound. It happened on South Cuevas Street near Mississippi. They took him to the hospital where he later died. Police say anybody with information can get up to a $5,000 reward now. So if you know anything, they're asking you to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 720-913-STOP.
Pitkin County 911 lines are back up and running tonight. This morning around 7 o'clock, their lines went down and the county directed people to Garfield County to report any emergencies. Pitkin County's lines were back up about 2 hours later. This Tuesday, DPD's Division Chief of Patrol will start his role as acting police chief in Denver. Ron Thomas has been with that department since 1989. Mayor Michael Hancock picked Thomas to be the next chief, but the city council will need to confirm him first. Last week, Denver Police Chief Paul Pazin announced that he'll be retiring next month. He spent 28 years with the department, the last 4 as the police chief. His last day is October 15th.
Also on Tuesday, the updated COVID-19 booster shot should be available in Colorado. The state's health department is getting about 145,000 doses. Pharmacies in this state are getting almost that many as well. These boosters are specifically designed to protect against the newest strains of the Omicron variant.
And this is what we do with flu every year. So for people that say, well, this is, weird science, we've never done this, we do this every year. Every year we look to see there's always lots of different strains of flu circulating. It's not just one.
Health officials recommend that you get that shot at least 2 months after you got your last one, whether that was a booster or your second vaccine dose. Colorado's health department is confident. They say they should have enough boosters for everyone.
We anticipate Coloradans being able to get a new Omicron dose at a local public health agency, their primary care provider, lots of retail pharmacies, as well as our state-run clinics. So this would be our mobile bus clinics and community vaccination sites that will be coming online soon.
If you already had an appointment to get a booster shot before this newest one was approved, the vaccine provider said they will reach out to you so that you can reschedule your appointment to get this new one.
We talked a lot about being out on the roads this Labor Day weekend. Colorado State Patrol have warned over and over about driving under the influence and the consequences that come with it. And this morning, Wheat Ridge police are warning about speeding. Police tweeted out this picture this morning saying someone was going 133 miles an hour on I-70 near Wadsworth. That is 68 miles an hour over the speed limit. Officers say they've got extra patrols out for the holiday weekend, so they ask you to please slow down.
You know, on a holiday weekend, traffic can be really tough, especially as people come back from the mountains tonight or tomorrow. So expecting that traffic, CDOT suspended all construction projects on Friday unless it's an emergency, and they're going to pick back up on Tuesday. CDOT says you should expect heavy traffic on I-25 along the Front Range and on I-70. You will see the most traffic from mid-morning to late afternoon, especially coming from Summit County down to Denver.
One good piece of traffic news, CDOT will be opening one-way westbound traffic on Weld County Road 34 across I-25 this week. Last month, the I-25 bridge was damaged when an excavator hit it. Crews have had to move I-25 traffic at night to the on and off ramps several times since that crash so that they can do this work to open the bridge back up to drivers. Over the next 2 months, getting the bridge ready for two-way traffic will be CDOT's focus.
The Central 70 project finished its last major milestone last weekend, and now crews get to focus on the fun part, a 4-acre cover park above I-70. This will include a new playground for Swansea Elementary School. Trees and landscaping are currently being planted ahead of the wintertime. There will also be an amphitheater, a soccer field, and concessions building. Crews want to have that park open to the public this November. It is a big weekend for Colorado restaurants and foodies. Taste of Colorado is back to normal for the first time in years.
Everybody's getting their turkey legs this weekend. But the restaurants setting up tables across Civic Center Park are still struggling with pandemic-driven challenges. Here's 9 News reporter Matt Jablow.
A Labor Day tradition is back at Denver's Civic Center Park for the first time since 2019. Thousands of people enjoying the taste of Colorado. It's a welcome sight for restaurant owners and food vendors. But their problems are not nearly over.
On the outside looking in, things look fantastic, but in reality, it isn't.
Restaurant owners like Chris Fuselier of the Blake Street Tavern in Lodo say food businesses are under tremendous financial pressure due to the rising cost of food and supplies and the shortage of workers.
It's really tough. I mean, we We think we're going to make money, but then this goes up in price. This goes up in price. I mean, it's hard to explain to a customer that now that burger that cost $12, 2.5 years ago, we have to charge you $15.
According to surveys by the Colorado Restaurant Association, 46% of restaurant owners say business conditions are worse now than they were just 3 months ago. And 64% say they don't have enough employees to support customer demand.
We just recently hired 25 people at Blake Street, and we've lost already 10 of them.
Chris Fuselier says for all those reasons, he still sees restaurants closing downtown.
It's not good.
And unfortunately, he does not see the situation getting better anytime soon.
No, I don't. I was hoping by now, maybe a year from now, maybe longer.
In Denver, Matt Chablo, 9 News.
Chris Fuselier told us there is one positive note. Customers are tipping more than they did before the pandemic. He says the average tip at his restaurant is close to 20% now, which is 5% higher than what he was seeing pre-pandemic.